Hey, what's going on? I am Captain Zap. Welcome to the show. Let's play Valheim. Today we're gonna build the castle, the new base in the mountains. It's gonna be fun. I've been workshopping it a little bit on a different seed, just to see what I can get away with as far as like height goes and all that crap. It's pretty restrictive, man. A lot more restrictive than I was hoping. Yeah, it's the plan is to build a castle, obviously, but I also want to build like a tower, like a spire that goes all the way up as high as I can go. And it's difficult trying to come up with like a good design that is tall. I'm trying to do it without like planting trees and you know all the normal ways that people get around height restrictions and stuff. And if you don't know, you can plant a tree and the tree technically counts as a grounded object, so you can build off of the top of the tree with wood iron poles and marble or stone or whatever, and you can go as high off of the top of the tree as you could off of the ground. So I did mess around with that a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do that. So let's go take a look at the spot that I picked out. There were a few mountain regions on the map that were fairly large, and the way that I figure it, the larger the area of the mountain biome, I just assumed that you would have like the biggest peak, the tallest peak. So this mountain area here, I think, is the biggest. According to the online map that I looked at, it looks like it's the biggest. There's no way to really tell, but other than with your fucking eyeballs. So this is where we're gonna build here. I think this mountain range was pretty cool, but it ended up having like a bunch of different peaks that were all pretty tall. This one has a single peak that's clearly the tallest. Let's go take a look at that. It's in passive mode now, just so I don't get, f***ed with. There were, I think, 4 stone golems here, and a bunch of these stupid drakes. That honestly, I've just had enough of. He moved immediately. As soon as I shot, he moved. Whatever. And it's a blizzard, so that's good too. Anyway, this is the tallest peak here. There's, of course, a tree already here, which is nice. But most of this is stone, and will have to go away. I wish that it wasn't a blizzard, so I could show you. So if this is the tallest peak, there's a pretty view over here of the ocean and some mistlands, like islands and stuff, back here. So this is kind of where I want the top of the spire to face. I want there to be a balcony that faces off in this direction, because it's the most scenic and pretty. But I also need a fairly large base, because that's where all of my stuff is going to be, all my equipment, workbenches and materials and all that stuff. So what I was thinking is, instead of building right here, and just building like a big base with a tall tower, you're not going to get that high. The way that I figure it, you can get about 36 to 37 meters off the ground. That's the highest you can get. With a wood iron beam or wood iron pole, that's about as high as you can get. Now I can also raise the earth 8 meters, right? And I can also lower the earth 8 meters. right? So if I sculpted all this terrain, I can put the base of the tower 16 meters up in the air. If I knocked all if I knocked all of this down 8 meters, which would take me forever, but I think we're gonna do that anyway. But I'm definitely not gonna go with that idea. There's not enough area up here to really build much. As far as like a big, fat, girthy base goes. Let me kill this loser. So what I have decided to do is try something new. We're gonna start the build down here. There's like this little valley here. Right in this area, there's like a little valley. And this can be like the entrance maybe to the base of the castle. And we'll sculpt all this, we'll cut all this rock out of here. We'll destroy this castle with these ruins here. And then we can cut into the side of this mountain. Let's go back up there. So we'll cut into the side of this mountain a little bit. And then we'll raise the terrain. And we'll use this as kind of like a support for the tower that will keep going up. So this will be able to ground us and give us some of those some nice support off of this, if that makes any sense. It's kind of hard to describe, especially in the blizzard here. But I think that's what we're going to end up doing. We'll build the castle base down there in the valley. We'll destroy all these rock pieces, all this stone. We'll drop this terrain a little bit. And then we'll raise like a foundation piece, like a 1x1 foundation piece that goes all the way as high as we can get it to go. And we'll just build off of that, if that makes any sense. That way the spire will be able to keep going up maybe another... you can't do a full 36 because that's the far side will not be touching the land mass here. So you can only go as high as 36 out and up. Let me see if I can describe this better. And a lot of you already know this, but if you were to build straight up with a wood piece, that would be this would be 2 meters off the ground, and it's grounded, right? Say that was as high as you could build, 2 meters, right? And then the bottom is grounded, right? Then the highest you could build if you weren't grounded, say, would be 1 meter that's grounded out and 1 meter high that isn't grounded. That's as high as you could build, right? So it translates. It's not so much a distance from the ground as it is a distance from a piece that's grounded. Makes sense of that. Whatever, I don't really give a shit. It makes sense in my mind. So we're gonna get started on some terrain sculpting. This is gonna take me a very long time. And I don't know if we're gonna finish in time. We might just do like a couple episodes, like a couple build episodes. I think that'll be fine. But anyway, I'm gonna get started with destroying these castle ruins and all of these stone that are kind of in the way. Like this one is going to get destroyed. This one, that one, that one. Some of these ones in the valley. This one, maybe that one. So I'm going to get working on that. And I'll see you when that's done. And then maybe we can start building up the foundation. We're back. I did a little bit of terrain sculpting on this left side here, but not on the right side. And I think I'll do that later. for now, I just kind of want to dive in. I've been working on this for a long time. So I think we should just get started with the building stuff. Let's go up to the top. So the plan is to put the base of the tower here. Where that cross is right there. That's going to be the center of the tower. And then it's the base of the tower is going to expand out pretty far, because I think in the base area is where we're going to do the majority of our like workbenches and the kitchen and all that crap. And then we'll have the tower, maybe like a little throne room or something cool, and then a tall tower. I don't really know if this is going to work, but we're going to find out. Hopefully the tower can come up to just above here, and we can use iron to kind of reinforce the tower to keep going up higher. And I think that'll be cool. And maybe if we get to it, we can construct another tower. Maybe there'll be like a bridge coming out of the top of this tower, and the bridge can come over here to right here, where this lump of shit is right here. And then from here we can go up fairly high, I think, and get a good view. And maybe this is where like the bedroom or library or something will be. I don't know, but we'll get to that later. Right now I'm kind of running out of motivation and all that shit. It has been a very long time. The time of this recording, I think, is just before the 4th of July here. So I'm hoping to get this out soon. I doubt it's going to come out relatively soon. I'm going away for the 4th, and I'm going to enjoy that with my family. And then come back for a little bit, and then my partner and I go down to Florida to see her family. So I don't even know when this is going to get done, to be totally honest with you. I'm gonna miss a while. So let's get started on this for now. Maybe I'll try to post this before I leave for Florida. What we're gonna do, the tower is gonna be fairly big, right? Let's go ahead and I'm gonna drop some of this stone for now. And then we can grab some wood maybe. And we're just going to kind of outline where the tower is going to go. I've decided to start the brick wall right here. Right. This way I can build up and up and up and up, and it will be exposed like this up against here, and it will get maximum contact with the ground. You know, it'll be blue the whole way up, which is good. That's good. Yeah, that's fine. So let's continue with the outline. All I did was I centered where I want the brick to be using this 1 meter beam. And then I got some of these 2 meter beams out here. So far we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a couple 1 meters to form this the center of the tower. So from here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go out 4. Just like that. There we go. The reason that we are doing it this way, I've encountered a ton of issues in this build so far. One of them is that there was this floating rune stone for Motor's location, and it's right here. See it? And no matter what I did, I dug a huge hole underneath it. I destroyed the whole structure that was here, and it wouldn't go away. So I think it just floats forever. What can you do? We'll improvise from, you know, we'll improvise and we'll fix that. We'll make that work. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these 1 meter beams here, and we're going to come out to, so we got 1 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter, and then we're going to place a 1 meter here. And what this is going to do is kind of define the rest of the facets of the tower. So we'll come out 1 meter on each side like that, and then we'll turn it 1 degree. We'll put down 2, we'll turn it 1 degree, etc. And it should connect perfectly here. Like this, and here. Come on, baby. All right, we'll just do that. There we go. Now we're gonna go out another 2 from the centers of each of these 1 meter beams. We'll come out 2, we'll rotate 1, come out 2, we'll rotate 1, come out 2, and we'll just go around the whole thing like that. Some of these are going to be a bit of an issue. We might have to dig out some of this stuff. I don't think that this will go away. That's kind of a pain in the balls, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Now we're going to want to maintain this ground height as much as we can, so that when we put down our iron beams, they are blue. And we'll get to that in a minute. I'm jumping ahead here. All right. And the last one. Okay. So now we're going to take our 1 meter beam and we're just going to put it 90 degrees to each of these things here. And maybe I won't do that because it kind of looks like a symbol that it shouldn't look like. So maybe we'll do something like this. It doesn't really matter, but let's stay away from that crap. We'll just alternate instead. There you go. These are just going to be, all these 1 meter beams are as a reference point for our blocks, our bricks. There. Okay, dude. Whatever. I have it on passive mode, so they shouldn't really bother us. Now what we're gonna do is I gotta do bring the ground up all around here. I'm gonna bring the ground up a little bit, so I'll do that off screen. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we got this this crap done. The main outline for the tower. Now we're gonna put down a wooden door using the corner, the inside corner, just like this. And then we're going to take a 1 meter beam and we're going to put it on the back side of that door. So it should look something like that. Okay. Well, I shouldn't have deleted that. That was stupid. Just like that. And then just like this. Some of these I couldn't get. So I think what we'll do is we'll drink at the health potion like an idiot. And then we'll just plop down some of these blocks until they are exposed enough so that we can get to the top of them. And then from here, we'll put down yeah. From here, we'll put down some 1 meter beams. Okay. So now everything should be just about ready. So start putting down our wood iron poles. I think wood iron poles. So we'll grab some wood. We'll get rid of this crap. We don't need that. And we'll grab some iron. And in the center here, where these two meter beams are, we're going to put down 1 wood iron pole. And we want to make sure that it's blue. If it's not blue, we got to raise the terrain a little bit. Man, what the fuck am I carrying, dude? So we'll just do this a bunch. We'll just do this a bunch until they're all done. All right, so these are all blue. I'm just gonna double check really quick. And can check, make sure these are definitely gonna be blue. Yep, so everything's blue, that's great. Now we can just keep going up. We're gonna put these pretty high. And we can start now working on the, maybe we'll do the floor and in the main base of it instead of going up with the tower. I'm pretty nervous about that. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, so we'll see. I'm gonna keep going here. I'm gonna go up as high as I can with these, and then we'll attack the base really quick. All right, so we got the wood iron poles going all the way up now. Not all the way up, but I think we went up like 5 or so. And I think we're gonna get the floor in. It'll be probably a temporary floor until I figure out like a cool design. But in the meantime, we're gonna delete all of these wooden pieces. Except for these, except for this one here, this 1 meter beam that's going to kind of dictate where our tower walls are going to go. So the tower walls are going to start here. So we're going to leave those, but everything else is going to get destroyed. So I'm going to destroy these, and then I think we're just going to do a simple floor. And the reason that I'm deleting these is because sometimes they tend to interfere with the placement of the floor pieces. All right, the layout of the floor doesn't really matter right now, because this is just the base of the tower. This is all going to be relatively open, and there's going to be more. It's going to spread out on each side, and then in a kind of half circle all the way around the front. So these, I don't really remember how many more we have to go out. I have it written down. Hold on. So we're gonna go an additional 10 meters. So 5 of these bad boys. And it's gonna go something like that. Just like that. And we're going to do that to all of these points that we left here, these reference marks that we left. So they should go through the wood iron poles. Kind of like that. But although we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do on the side here. So let's forget about this back section for now. And we'll just do from these 90-degree points all the way around. I'm going to go out 5 2-meter beams. And we're back. It has been quite a while. I took a few days off. I went and enjoyed my time with my family. 4th of July. Hope you guys had a good one. I've been perplexed by a couple of these issues. But I think I have them pretty figured out. I think that we're going to destroy a lot of these supports here. And we're going to do something a little bit different. But I think it's going to be better. The first thing that we're going to do, I don't really know where we left off, but we're going to get rid of this crap. And we're going to replace it with some wood iron poles that are connected to the center points of where the supports were going to be. Just like that. And then we're going to, at the very end, so we're going to go out 5. I think we said 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do a 90-degree turn. And we're going to match them up. That's going to be the middle of a block. So this is going to be the middle of a marble block, right? Middle of a block. And then these are also, son of a bitch. These are also going to be middles. These are going to run right through the middle of these blocks here. Just to give them some support. And then we're going to grab some snapping points off of these and do other stuff. We're going to go build up a little ways. And you'll see. I don't know why I'm bothering, but I'm not so good at talking right now. I did a lot of drinking this weekend. So we're just going to do this all the way around. And we're going to need these snapping points for the edges of our actual blocks. So we might actually run these out too. And we'll do something like this. Just like that. And that way we'll have a place to snap to when we put our blocks down. Can I get... Yeah. Something like that. So, I'm going to finish this all the way around. Yeah, I'll go all the way around with this. I think it's going to be way better than whatever nonsense I was going to do before. So, I've already forgotten. So, I'll see you in a little bit. Alright. I made a little bit of an oopsie. These are supposed to be a little bit lower, I think, in order to hide them. Otherwise, they're going to be on the floor. If the floor stretches out this way, these are just going to be laid on the floor. So, we're going to lower them a little bit. And we're going to use a 26-degree cross to do it. And then a wood beam in the middle. This way we get the same lineup. So it should be exactly the same. It's just half a meter lower. So we'll do all the same shit we just did. And then, oopsies. And then we'll just destroy all this crap. And then I went ahead and put down some cage floors. So we have something to walk on. And then we're going to lay down some more tile flooring down. Some more marble flooring. So from here, I think I want to go ahead and get some marble going. I think we're going to lay out the marble kind of like this. We need the other side here. Just like that. So we'll do this to all of the places. And then we'll do, it's going to be one on each side. Like that, so it'll be three whole blocks. And then we're going to do one of these little blocks here. Just like that. And we're going to do that to all of these sections. And then we got to figure out, because this is going to go up. And then it's also going to go down. It's kind of difficult starting in the middle. Because, I mean, look, we already have some orange and some not so great colors there. So I think I want to go down first, maybe, before I introduce any iron beam structure into the ones going up. And the way that this is going to work, I'll just give you a little overview. So we're going to use these marble cornices on the inside like that. And then on the outside, we're going to use the black marble plinth. Kind of like... Come on, man. Kind of like that. And then we're going to do kind of an inset looking thing. Where... Come on, man. The inside will look like this. So there'll be like this little gap here, or this little like ridge kind of thing. So the idea is to do this to both sides. And then on the inside, we're going to run a cornice. But we're going to smoosh it in like that. We're going to clip it in. So it should look like this, going up, up and up and up and up. We're going to go, I think, 5 of these high, maybe 4. 4 or 5, we'll see. But I think that this looks kind of cool. Let's finish this. Kind of like that. I think it's going to give it a little bit of character, and it's going to look kind of cool. So these dudes are so annoying. I am so tired of hearing that same audio clip over and over again. F you, guy. Oh, bitch. All right, so that's basically what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to figure out what this is gonna look like going down. I'm thinking about doing the same thing, like maybe go out, maybe put a ledge here, like a what do you call that? Like a parapet? Is it called a parapet, maybe? Like a little walk around area where I'm gonna put ballista and other some tower defense stuff. And then we're gonna do this wall again going down. So I'm gonna try to figure that out. It's gonna take a little bit of thinking, but I'm also gonna be working on the rest of this crap. I might also, just so you're not surprised, I might also go ahead and just put these, dude, where is it? Why do you go away? Why do you recoil at my touch? So we'll do something like this. Maybe? And then can we squeeze this bad boy in there? The white, it's so much white, dude, and this fucking headlamp, dude. Yeah, then we'll do, like that. Boy, does that not look great. I'm not sure that I got a good snapping point with that one. That's it. That's the snapping point. It's all ugly like that. Huh. Yeah, well, I'm gonna mess with that a little bit. I did mention earlier that I think these are gonna go. I kind of want this to be relatively open. My idea here is that... Oh, these probably have to go too. My idea is that the entrance is here, right? You come up and there's a massive, huge amount of stairs, a ridiculous amount. And it lets out to like right here. And I don't want this to be here. I want there to be like a big throne here. And like all kinds of cool stuff in here, maybe some armor. I don't know, but I don't want this pillar to be here at all. So I need to figure out a way to kind of share the load and maybe cut the amount of pillars in half. And that will make more sense later when you see that this is all going to be black marble going straight up, and it needs to be supported by something. So I'm thinking maybe we can do like we can put a wood iron. We'll figure out how to put a wood iron pole like right here. And then we'll put I don't know. We'll cover it with like a small building block, maybe something, so that there are fewer of them. Does that make any sense? I don't really care. That's what we're going to try to do. And I'm going to keep messing around with this. I'll see you in a little bit.